Kids, good evening. This is my vlog for January the 12th, 2013. And how are you this evening? Lots to talk about today. I'm going to try to make it as quick as possible, but as informative and exciting as possible. If you just saw, you saw ghosts go right that way. Just past me when this video started. Big hauntings going on in my house lately. Now, anyhow, listen up. I learned a lot today. I woke up late. Actually, I woke up really early. I woke up at 5 in the morning. I had to let the dogs out to the bathroom. I had to feed the dogs. Then I went back to bed. Then they woke me up at 10. Then I went back to bed. Then I said I wanted to wake up at noon, and I woke up at 1:30. So anyway, it was one of those weird days. But I got a lot done, and I learned a lot today. Thanks to both some things that I did for myself and some things that people shared with me on Facebook. So let's get these all out of the way real quick. First of all, what I learned on Facebook today is that throughout the entire galaxy, through the whole world, the entire cosmos, there are literally single digits of people that are masturbating to my image and or thought. And to those people around the globe that take that much time or effort to do that, I personally want to thank you. And I hope that I'm good. And if I haven't been good, and maybe you say you've had a wet dream and I didn't turn out that well, I hope you'll have another one. And I hope that seriously, you'll let me practice and make it perfect, because I always try to be perfection, especially in bed. So if you notice the orbs flying, it's a very active day at my house. Very active. So I just wanted to say that for those single digits of you across the globe that might have ever had a wet dream about me, or look at one or more of my pictures and never had a naughty thought, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It fills my heart. If it wasn't for a good friend of mine posting something today to remind me of that, I would have totally forgotten. And I felt absolutely glamorous today as I went and mowed the lawn. And yeah, it was glamour filled. And something else happened today while I was mowing the lawn. So this is really cool. And this is something I just learned today. Now, lately I've been having a lot of vivid dreams, and I've been talking a lot about dreams and stuff. And I've been sleeping a lot due to a medication change, again, due to new kittens in the house and having allergies that take about 90 days to settle in. So my allergy tablets are not mixing well with my regular medication. It's making me very loopy and very sleepy. But today I finally got off my ass and went outside so my house doesn't look like life after people. And since I was being babysat with a live babysitter, I was safe to go out without a leash, which made it very exciting for me. So unchained, I got to go. See that again, that orb? It's the weirdest thing, because I'm closed in the office here. There's no bugs, no windows open. There's no dust. There's no air moving. It's wonderful. I love living in a haunted house. So, and a lot of things have been happening in the house. But meanwhile, I'm out mowing the lawn. And I get to that point in meditation where you completely be quiet. And I'm very good at that. I'm very good at meditating and lots of practice at shutting my mind down, just basically shutting the fuck up and not talking in my mind or anywhere else. And then you can go into what I discovered today was you could actually go into an awake dream state where you start working out issues like you do in a dream as you're consciously doing something monotonous like mowing a lawn. And it was really cool because I'd never done that before. Now I'd gone off on tangents and I've had hallucinations and I've done all kinds of things whilst mowing the lawn, but I've never had lucid dreaming while mowing the lawn, while awake, so to speak, even though I was medicated. But I was awake, physically mowing a lawn, and shut my mind down enough that I was actually having lucid dreaming and solving issues and bringing things that only I would have in a dream, not in a hallucination, to the forefront of my mind. And it wasn't chatter, it was actually organizing. I could feel it just like a dream organizing. It was a miraculous discovery. So I really, really learned a lot today. It was like taking something to a whole new level. It's like a whole new toy I've got to keep going after. Really liking that a lot, a lot. So that was the other thing. Besides the single digit masturbators, I can have lucid dreams while I'm awake and get things done on two different levels at the same time. It's like killing two birds with one stone. So that's pretty awesome. Now, another thing that I wanted to say, and this came up the other day, and it happened to continue, I guess, today, but it came up the other day, and it's come up before. But I just wanted to say this because it's so ironic that no matter what people say, no matter what I say, or how I say it, people only hear what they want to hear. So if you have a certain idea of Michael, or you don't know Michael, you're going to listen and hear with your own ears what you want to hear. So, for example, I have a YouTube channel, which I'm talking to now, which I share on my Facebook channel a lot, and my Facebook friends sometimes share it with their friends. And I've noticed that people that don't know me on YouTube that make comments, and people on Facebook, friends of friends that don't know me, make comments. And it's funny, it's like I have the most popular video I've ever had was Mitt Romney's Redneck Outreach. And I had tons and tons and tons of feedback and over 1,000 views. So proud of that video. And it was amazing from the extreme to the extreme what kind of feedback I got. And I never once responded. I just let people think what they wanted to think. But I got what a horrible, hateful, ignorant, redneck person I was, how could any woman marry me, da 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 da. And then I got people laughing out loud saying, I got the joke, it was funny, da da da. Now, whether I was serious or making a joke, you have to get to know me to know that. And the other day I made a video about gun and gun control. And I got kind of a similar response from somebody that doesn't know me. And I thought it was amazing because if you listen to the video, the actual content of the video, because I did, because I made it, I actually take both sides of the argument. And I make both sides very well. To basically say this is just a bunch of stupidity, we're talking about nothing. Because in the end, nothing's going to change. So that was the whole conversation. But I made this elaborate, long video conversation about why it's never going to happen. And until we as a country, as individual people, have this shift in paradigm, we're never going to have true change, and we're never going to stop this violence that's been going on since the beginning of our nation. It's just part of the culture of our nation, and it has been since day one, since they jumped off the boat and started shooting at the Indians. And it's never stopped. Never stopped. So I made a very elaborate conversation about it. And I also made some points about why pick on certain groups. Like why pick just on the mentally ill. And then you have to define the mentally ill and how you're going to do that. And all these people have these wonderful ideas that sound really nice, but until you try to actually put them in perspective and in place, they won't work. So you're just mentally masturbating. And I tried to make that point pretty clear. And again, I've got somebody that doesn't know me decided that they're going to have outrage because I don't take responsibility for myself. Let's have that conversation sometime. Anyhow, that's what's been going on. Now, what's been going on with you? I don't know. No idea. I have been in and out of consciousness for the last week since I got the cats because this medication I have to take so my eyeballs don't fall out of my head by swelling up. So I've been kind of in and out, lucid, not lucid. So I appreciate those that keep in touch. But I've been doing pretty good. And I know that I upset some people that may or may not watch these videos. I dropped out of a group on Facebook that I've been a long-time member of. It's a private group. And frankly, I just didn't need the negativity. It had lost its luster, its excitement. There had been very little time in the last 6 months that I really spent any appreciable amount of time enjoying anything that was posted or interacting with things that were posted. I had a few times, don't get me wrong, but in the past, it was a fun group and it was dynamic, and we had people that came and went, and you got to meet new, interesting people, but it kind of settled down into something that just wasn't me. And if it's not me, gotta go. Nothing personal. Um, it just wasn't for me anymore. So, and I realize a lot of those people have been reaching out to me, and I appreciate the individual reaching out, but trust me, everything's fine. I'm good. Actually, I'm great. Nothing wrong. I got 2 new kids um, in the house. So the house is very active and vibrant. And let me tell you, my ghosts are freaking because we got 2 new live animals in the house. So everything's whipped up and active, especially the ghost in the turtle pond that jumps up and down and makes noise and stuff has been at it night and day. As a matter of fact, 2 nights ago, it jumped out. It sounded like a large dog jumped into the turtle pond, then jumped out of the turtle pond and shook really loud. And all 3 of my dogs were laying on the bed next to me, so there was no dog in the house. And I know that burglars don't jump in the turtle pond and then shake before they try to, steal things. And since nothing was stolen, there was no breaking in. It just had to be it had to be a spirit of something. And it usually is a little girl, but this time it manifested as a very large dog. I would say German Shepherd type dog. Anyhow, so that's what's been going on. Lots of paranormal activity and lucid dreaming during the day while awake in a meditative state. Fantastic stuff. Gotta try it. I highly recommend it. Anyway, have a good one. And before you take anything I say too personally or too seriously or to anything, listen to what I say and listen to how I say it very carefully. I choose my words. You'd be amazed. I choose my words and the texture and the tone so carefully. And I have a dry sense of humor, very sarcastic and dry, like a fine wine. Behave. Have a nice weekend.